Liberation rank unchanged.
And hello and welcome back to Trails into Reverie. Last time I did all the side stuff I wanted to do, at least. There's probably still technically more stuff I can do. The one thing I find very concerning, there's other stuff that's just like I don't think there's enough RP just on here normally to get me the extra 60 I need to get to the final rank. I'm a little question mark over the head over why this is 25 of 26. And also if, like, am I... particularly the sporting stone elements of it. Because I think there's a few there that's like...
Executing recuperation
yeah,
program.
How am I not done with this one, basically? It feels like that's, like, I did everything in that. Do I need to, like, do it again? Do I need to, like, do it better? Either way, 5 RP isn't going to be the difference between me doing stuff or not. So, with where we are and all that sort of fun stuff, I feel like I am in the position, with the holidays having gone and at their tail end, when I'm like, okay, I've done all that other holiday stuff. Now I need to actually edit all that previous stuff and, you know, start recording this again. Return to Zemuria.
Departure noted.
This also makes me realize that I actually didn't really go through and, like, make sure everyone in my normal party that I use is as equipped as well as they can be. That I should probably do. And hello and welcome back to the 40-minute mark of this recording. So I like looked at Altina and I was like, man, I haven't actually like upgraded her in a while. So I went and did that and I was like, you know, Lloyd and Rufus seem likely they need to be upgraded too. And I went through just like all the main people I want to use and upgraded them. Then I ran out of U materials and then I was like, oh, I have all this money and stuff I could sell. I could just buy equipment and dismantle it to get a bunch of U material. So Rufus is sort of lazily put together. Lloyd had sort of a setup before, but now he's like actually good. And he's like 45,000 HP basically with the Anvari and a bunch of break damage. Part of the getting U material was getting this dazzling rockin' gem because I wanted to just give him so much break damage. Because that's sort of just how I set up Lloyd. Typically, make him a bit of a break machine with a bunch of tankiness. Altina, I basically went on my way to upgrade stuff because a lot of her stuff had not been upgraded in a while. I didn't really change her setup. I also went on my way to get True Domination for Ash and True Domination for Laura. Oh, I'm gonna regret everything so badly by the end of this. But I feel like I probably have 3 teams worth of like good people setups. Even though I have like 7 teams worth of characters and stuff. So I feel like I'm in a good place now, basically. So that said, I need to remember to save. But we are past the point when like the previous stuff in Crossbell and whatnot has gone up on the channel, and no one's mentioned me missing anything egregious, so I will assume I didn't. Rooftop, here we go.
Wow, the city looks so tiny from so high up.
We've got a good view of the tower from here, too.
Meeting at the rooftops our signal to begin, right?
Right. Best to wrap up whatever we need to do before going.
Nope, I'm good. That actually might be taller. Just looking at its perspective from here, which would be impressive. There's still some time until the operation begins if we need it. Or should we dive right in? Choosing to wait for the operation to begin will mean you can no longer explore Crossbell. The Reverie corridor will also become temporarily unavailable. Temporarily? Interesting. Okay, I'm guessing it's probably going to become available prior to final boss on the idea of like, fuck, you need time to grind. Be certain you're prepared for the ordeals ahead before selecting the first option. Okay, I feel like we're about to get a lot of answers. I've had speculation here and there, some things that feels largely like the game's trying to lead us to specific answers. So we're sort of just at the point where it's like, either we approach it from like a really like, this isn't a story point of view and there's a lot of options, or we sort of look at like what those events were trying to lead us to. Because like you can sort of tell, like I've written, like one of the, like I mentioned it before, but like one of the other hobbies I've taken up that takes up a lot of my time that isn't recording for this channel involves actually writing stuff. I'm not professional, but it's I'm experienced enough to say like when you write something like this, you are specifically at a point trying to lead the player to the conclusion without saying it, because the conclusion shouldn't feel out of nowhere, right? The answer should feel surprising and also completely natural. That is generally good narrative payoff to a twist, which I don't know what the answer is. I just know the direction they feel like they're heading in, which has basically been like there's something different between like some of the stuff going on here and some of these other people, which it makes it feel like what they're trying to lead us to is saying like probably like similar to my previous speculation that there's some stuff that is actual robots and there's some stuff that's just, you know, other versions of people, which was my original idea as to what the nature of the other people were before they went all like robot-y on it. So it does make an interesting way to go about it if they introduce the perfect replicas as sort of like a way to as almost like a red herring to some of like the more notable twists at the end of the game, which, because it's quite a thing to set up as a red herring ultimately, right? But that feels like the direction we're going in. Won't need to wait too long for answers, I presume. Every preparation across the board was complete at last. We even had a good holiday break. Roselia and Vita entered Crossbell to take their places for the operation. Lloyd and the others met up with them and waited for the operation to begin. And finally, 3 p.m. Let's do this.
It's time, Mr. Speaker.
Indeed. I must express my utmost gratitude to each of you for volunteering to go on this mission. I am unable to stand alongside you on the fighting front, but if I may be bold, I will still be fighting in my own way. Today we march for freedom, for peace, and for the future our families deserve. We have struggled on the battlefield, at the podium, in the press, on the vast reaches of the Orbal Net, and those struggles helped to earn us our signing ceremony mere days ago. Try they may to strip us of our victory, but the world has seen our strength before, and they shall soon see it again. They shall see that as long as the fires of hope burn within us, we will never yield, no matter the obstacle we face. We will now commence the final operation, the Wings of Genesis. I pray for your success and safe return.
All Guardian Force members and support units, move out!
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So what's Olivert's big thing in order to get us in? 'Cause obviously we're being the strike team, and there being a method of getting us in so we can actually finish the job, right? What thing could they? What interesting that we're starting from here, right?
It begins.
Indeed. Elliot being the one to say that makes it an interesting, it makes for an interesting thing, but also, I like it. I like it. I actually sincerely do. I'm trying to think, I don't, off the top of my head, I definitely don't have a plan that could be like someone that could like predict all this AI stuff. Outside of like trying to be as unpredictable as possible, which in itself seems predictable. Right?
This is what will finally put an end to the chaos that plagues Crossbell.
Maybe they used an RNG generator to make their plan. Okay, we're going to be as unpredictable as possible. So, okay, so what if we do this or this? Flip a coin. Oh, yes, okay, should we pick heads or tails? Do another RNG generator in order to pick whether we do heads or tails on this coin flip.
Right. And usher in a new dawn for Zemuria.
I wish we could have played a bigger part in the kickoff.
I agree, but it's important that details for each step stay on a need-to-know basis to prevent any information from leaking. Don't worry, your part's coming up, so just sit tight.
Ugh, sitting tight's about the hardest thing you could ask of us right now.
Good luck, Fran.
And adios. Please watch over them.
There's a point that statement's going to be a lot more ironic than it normally is.
We're approaching the danger zone. No sign of enemies yet.
Officers, be ready for battle at a moment's notice.
Yes, sir!
Enemy Sauber soldats in sight! Over 100 of them even! Just look at the size of them!
All right.
Begin the offensive.
There is no way they could actually hold up to that outside of maybe just making sure they don't die. I guess on the water it actually makes her an interesting...
There are so many Sauber soldats.
But how? There weren't half as many at the signing ceremony. They must have built more at the military factory. With our side this heavily outnumbered. Oh! Look over there!
You know, they could have also built a factory within the tower itself in order to shore up their, stuff.
Ah, damn, ain't those...
It's the Dareflinger and Arc Royale! All branch campus units ready!
All main campus units, also ready.
Open the hatches. Soldats, roll out.
Okay, that actually...
Sir!
Yeah, that actually makes things a lot more, viable. For a second, I thought they were gonna, like, find a way to get the train to go off the tracks and just ram it into the barrier. Like, in my eye, I like how to be as unpredictable as possible. Oh, you're gonna ram it with the train. This is a really nice way to get everyone involved, which I think is like the narrative point of having this. To have all the branch campus and campus stuff from the Cold Steel stuff to be involved in all this. They're not technically representatives of the military of Erebonia yet.
Better steer her right, Jingo.
You know I will. Time to turn a profit.
We'll cover your blind spots.
In and out in a flash.
All right. Let's get this going.
Oh, there's not going to be one person from the series that doesn't show up in, like, that has a model for the Cold Steel 3 and 4 that doesn't show up in some capacity. Oh, that's fun.
Jingo, Josette, Tobal.
There's another Bobcat, too! That's gotta be...
Darn and Kyle, they're here.
I wouldn't celebrate yet.
It would be funny if they brought everyone here and they all die. Just all these games where like Falcom doesn't really like killing people, and it's just like, oh no, at the end everyone dies. Yeah. Not that I actually would like that, but
Not more of them!
This isn't looking good.
Too bad for them we saw this coming.
I guess the other elements of being able to predict the future does mean that you still need to be able to implement your counter.
Aren't those?
Society airships.
Even Ouroboros is joining us. Interesting. Or just part of Ouroboros?
Not a moment too soon, I see.
I'm sure Duvali won't mind leaving this to us.
It's an honor to be able to fight at your side, Killing Bear. Different as you seem now.
Like you're wants to talk. Now let's do this!
Never fear, my friends! The king has arrived!
Okay, we're dead. That just feels like the sign that we've lost the battle.
No, Leo. Ines and Inea.
Credit to the idiot no one asked for, I guess.
Figures I'm not seeing Shirley, though.
Did you call everyone here, Vita? Well, they wanted something to do, so I pulled rank and gave them something to do. I'm so glad I got Zephyr's contact information during the war as well.
When did you...
Pull rank, please.
This woman is never without her surprises.
But with this many on our side, we'll surely win. No, it'll take more than that. I would bet soldats aren't all that are defending the tower.
Look!
Yeah, you'd probably set up, like, actual gunnery and stuff like that. Archaisms, too, probably would be another thing to just... It is interesting that the barrier keeps going down for it to deploy stuff. Yeah, okay, that might be the key.
Watch out!
Brace for impact!
If it needs to put down its shield in order for, to actually fight everyone, that means we can get in at that point.
They mean business!
Brace yourselves! The second wave is coming!
That might slow down its, That
looks like...
Oh... I was actually hoping Cedric would show up, given that it was her being saved, but that helps too. That is a lot of them. Actually curious if we could get like a shot of all the numbers.
Now this is what I call a good time.
We'll need to do Father Wazi proud on this one.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the person you want to make proud. I sort of want to get a glimpse of all the numbers on the side.
Father Thomas!
Looks like Vald and Scarlet made it after all.
That's the 5th Merkaba! Kevin and Reese are here!
Yeah. Wonder who the 3rd and 11th belong to.
There we go.
We're pulling out all the stops here. At this point, we've got our win in the bag.
It's still not enough. We're buying time at best. It's not enough to win.
We're up against intelligence that transcends human limits. I doubt we've even seen all it's capable of.
Yeah, can't afford to miss a minute.
So yeah, Kevin and Reese are here, and it's like, oh yeah, they're here. I know it would be a lot to cast voice actors, like long-term voice actors for them here, but I guess it would, like in Japanese they might have already had them. Even if they didn't have like graphics for them, they could have like had a little radio call, be like, "Hey, hope you're doing well." It would have been a nice touch. In the Japanese, I could have imagined them doing it because I know that they've had like voice actors for them for like the Evo games and stuff like that. I'm not saying they had to, but it would have been a nice touch.
The tide is slowly turning against us.
I know those soldats are strong, but this can't be.
We're little more than a colorful crew assembled at the last minute. Our foe has Elysium. It's likely parsing data from this battle and adapting in real time.
In an instant, it can use that information to work out where its next strike will hurt us most. Exactly. Just like the Supreme Leader.
No. That's what we're up against?
Is there no way for us to outsmart it?
We already have a plan.
Ask, and ye shall receive.
There we go. Time to actually do the thing. That is... Ooh. Actually, one of those has an implication.
Prepare for teleportation.
Zio!
Joshua, look!
The White Falcon must be...
The Courageous too?
But its engine got completely trashed.
Emma, Celine, we're teleporting aboard! Right! Got it!
I shall aid you.
So, okay, I'm curious exactly if this is going to be our typical strategy, which, you know, makes it super predictable. Teleport and just get in during one of the times down. Yeah. Okay. So it's not keeping up, maybe?
Oh.
So the real strategy being to overwhelm it and then slip in and a little... I'm curious, like, what the logic's going to be, because there's a bunch of ways you could approach this, right? Obviously, its barrier going down seems like the main thing that they're showing, because it keeps firing. I guess another reason why it could be an error is it's not that it's being overwhelmed, but something else is going wrong. Remember that, so we are implying that there might be a situation where, oh.
It's white now? This is the White Wings.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, but I would never kid, my dear Estelle.
Wait, does that make it the Arsail? Technically? I'm trying to remember. They need to say the name directly, because I'm trying. It's been too long since I played those games. Don't use nicknames with me, game. Okay, that would make sense as to that. I was gonna suggest, like, the idea, like, maybe, because we're having the suggestion of stuff coming from other worlds and whatnot. What if it was, like, an alternate version of it, and that was what was causing the error? Like, yeah, this shouldn't be here. That sort of thing. Not that it would be unaware of that possibility, but it could be something that it wouldn't predict, because that may be not how the system's supposed to work.
This secret weapon was engineered in Liberl after the war's end. A sister ship to the Courageous 2 that incorporates its data to better fight the crises of tomorrow.
Okay, so an upgraded version. Because the nonsense was always based on the Arsail, wasn't it?
The high-speed cruiser, the Arsaid 2.
No, it's Arsail.
I don't believe it.
Even Chloe's here to help now.
What a thing to be keeping in your back pocket.
Damn. You really outdid yourself this time.
I must say, even I didn't foresee such an exciting development.
Huh. Would it have killed you to have dropped me a line, Chloe?
That's pretty cool. Man, I remember, like, being corrected on... I remember... Arsail... Whatever.
Check it out! The Zalber Soldats look like they're scared stiff or something. It's because we've defied Elysium's predictions. Now's our chance!
It's funny because I vaguely, it's been forever, so I might even be remembering this wrong, but I remember being corrected to our sale on that. I remember that, and that's like the reason why I have that stuck in my head. All we need to do is make an opening, right?
Uh-oh, something big's coming.
No barrier's gonna protect us against that.
Now, Grandmother! I know. Now, come forth!
Father? Major General Bardius. General Vantik.
When did they coordinate bringing the Empire's most fearsome warriors?
Blessings of the blue curse and flame be upon you!
An enchantment!
Are they going to? It's time they witnessed the roar of a lion. After the hell they incurred upon my homeland.
Go forth, my masters, and show your disciples and children that your skills have never dulled.
Nothing will ever dampen your fire, now will it? And a show they'll have, where I would never have it otherwise.
Yeah, it does make for a cool moment.
They repelled it!
What the hell did I just watch?
Yeah, I'm not gonna question it too much. Cool moment, cool moment.
Its mana supply has decreased.
It's less protected at its base. Now's our chance.
Gaius! Yeah.
Fire the main cannon!
Young ones! You must go forth! Not just to end this conflict, but to carve yourselves a new tomorrow!
Right! Wings, take flight!
Ooh.
What's it doing here? Rain!
Oh, everyone's split up. I think we know what it's doing here, though. Okay, that's gonna be a fun fight eventually. We've never really taken on a Divine Knight proper without other Divine Knights, so...
Oh, what a show! I wasn't expecting them to unveil a new set of white wings for the occasion. All futile in the face of a super-intelligent AI, but I applaud their enthusiasm.
My, aren't you having a ball?
Oops, I wasn't expecting to be found. And why wouldn't I be? Have you any idea of how much data I've been able to gather, and still with plenty left to be divulged?
I understand you've been indulging yourself quite a bit backstage. But don't you think you've taken it a step too far this time?
Ha! The only difference between you and me is that you are having your fun with this conflict out in the open. Not to worry, however, I remain quite cognizant of my position as an Anguis. As I told Ren, I've shared my technical know-how, but the rest is out of my hands. My interest lies more in observing what he, as a product of a singularity, is capable of achieving. That is all.
I think you're vastly downplaying your role in this. So you'll be keeping mum about what you know? Not even a little hint on how all this came to be?
And the point of that would be? You'll know soon enough. With that, I bid you farewell. I suggest you not dawdle in making your exit as well.
He probably being the Reen doppelganger, right?
What an irksome little man he is.
Okay. Later, if it's not even Reen. Oh, interesting. Okay. At 20 characters team, mate. Hi. Okay. Sure. I just made. Okay. I'm gonna get water and think about this a little bit. Okay, so here's my thought. While also trying to split up, like, enough good people to make it viable in, like, a proper team, because I imagine half of them I won't be using at all, right? So there's probably 10 ones that I could really make a use of in this grouping. So I wanted to do a couple things. One, I didn't want it to just be Crossbell and Arabonia. I didn't want to make that split. I wanted to keep together the main groups, that being like the SSS, and then Reen plus new Class 7. There's too much in old Class 7 to ever consider that a possibility, really. Some Liberl over here. And then I try to generally put together, like, narrative groupings. Elisa and Sharon. Milliam and Eustace. Gaius and Wazi. Laura and... Laura. These two, etc. Which then also leaves other groupings here. Celine and Emma. These three. A new Class 7. Toa and Crow. I guess Laura and Fee would be the grouping that I'm not thinking of, that I wasn't really thinking of, but that is probably one of the... After they became good friends in the early Cold Steel stuff, that feels like that hasn't really been immensely relevant. But with this in mind, I also have tanks, evasion tank, healer, and healer, attack, tanky. This is super attack, and I think that covers all I need for an actual team. On the other side, I have evasion tank, attack, tanky, healer, tank, evasion tank, etc. Basically, the main, the sort of main three builds I do is art attacker. In terms of who I really need in order to feel like I have my options in front of me. Ash and Laura are the two big S-craft attackers I have, and then I have quite a few tanky characters in Gaius, Yuna, and Lloyd, and then quite a few evasion tanks with Reen, Duvali, and Riksha in terms of setups and stuff like that. And then art attackers, Muse, Elisa, Nadia. Swin's a bit of a different one because he has 197 speed. So he's an interesting one to use, and he's part of the main party I use in Reverie too. I really like Swin's little mechanic. It really does feel like it works well, just having him be fast as possible, go. But beyond that, I think that's about the extent of what I can realistically do. I think that's probably a good combination, and if I regret this, I will regret it. What a time for that divine night to be suddenly showing up. How are you guys holding up? I'm okay, I think. Nadia? Where are you, Nadia? Rufus isn't here either. Yeah, that seemed like interesting to split them up. That feels like this is going to be narratively important. I don't see S. What a disaster this is. I'd rather we weren't separated from Lapis with how integral her role is in this. That night really blindsided us. Like they knew we were going to break through the barrier. Guess we didn't pull as much of a fast one on Elysium as we thought we did. We made it, though. Everyone did. The others are just somewhere else inside the tower. I imagine we'll group up at least for a final battle, if not before then. Regroup. I have enough people to have multiple teams worth of stuff, and especially enough of the support stuff as well, and make use of it. What a massive place this is. I can sense the spirits of the deceased. It's as though it's become one with the world of the dead. Really? That's an interesting thought. And let's not forget the archaisms and the rest of the abnormal foes. Stay on high alert in here at all times.
Elysium is here. That means the central terminal has to be somewhere up above. But...
I'm an idiot. Just how could I lose her?
Don't dwell on that.
I said I'd protect her for you, Ace. That I'd never leave her.
Ooh, don't let that.
If I don't have S with me,
Don't be scared. The others are sure to be there with them, so your friends aren't alone. Rufus and me and all of us will be sure to take good care of you till we find them.
We know Rufus is capable enough on his own. But from what little I've seen, Nadia can hold her own just as well as he can. I'm sure you know that better than anyone with how long you've been together.
I know she can, but...
They must have already started moving. We can't be the ones to hold things up.
So let's go. To give us and every single person in this world a future. So we can share our days with those we love.
we'll pull through. As long as we're together in spirit, we always will.
And what are we waiting for? I won't let any harm come to Nadia. I swore it.
And I need Rufus and Nadia with me to better fulfill my duties. I need all of you.
We couldn't quell this crisis without Lapis, even if we wanted to. May we combine all our strengths to see she is well.
Rufus. We'll be leaning on you.
I will be honest, I forgot, I didn't think about putting Eustace with Rufus. I didn't think about that part.
Sounds like our course is clear.
I did intentionally put the Iron Bloods with Rufus at the very least.
There's no telling what dangers lie in wait.
But there's no turning back now.
We have until 5 p.m. to shut this tower down.
We may come from across the continent and from all walks of life, but here we stand united for a single cause.
To move forward and get over this last barrier! Right!
Nice. I really like it.
No way. It's impressive that Project Babel required constructing this thing without a single person noticing.
From what I can tell, the barrel and the system behind the Divine Lightning was built in the local military factory.
Between its communications network and stealth capabilities, it will pose a threat if left unchecked.
Which is why we're checking it. We'll stop it. All of us. Together.
That's the plan. Nice. Very exciting. Holy shit, so many people. It is sort of fun seeing, like, after choosing so much of the party to have, like, them standing around in, like, the groupings that I sort of picked out in a sense. Not that, it wasn't, like, that big of a choice ultimately, but it's like, well, yeah. No, yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Can we switch teams?
Got you!
What button was it again?
Let's go.
How shall we play?
Engaged.
No, we can't switch teams.
Let's go.
Interesting. It also said master missions were updated, which... Interesting. So I have to do them first, which I'm not complaining about, but it does make for an interesting dynamic, doesn't it? It's very interesting to see designs of this that look like, oh yeah, we just sort of threw metal down, curled it up. Creates a very interesting aesthetic.
You gonna fight that?
A worthy opponent.
Nurse Nadia's here.
Payback's hell.
It's my turn. Let's go. Hey! Yeah. Let's go. Zero Breaker!
How shall we play?
Triumph! Avalon Heart!
How shall we play? Arcus activate!
Behold! This.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah!
Yep. That's a strong one.
I saw that coming. I saw everything coming.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Elevator? Ooh.
Hey!
I was about to say, wait, how do I make the elevator go up? I was like, no, they always have consoles on the elevator itself. Whoops. This area is much more open than the rest. Hey, guys, have we learned in, like, collectively in universe that open areas means boss fights? Lloyd, look, I guess with the dungeon changes especially, it means it less, since you need camp. Oh, hello. Green. S. LP. Oh, okay. Okay, we're not actually at a point of being able to join again. Okay, I was like, well, oh, that's sort of like an underwhelming reason to split us up if we're just gonna join up again at this point. Lloyd! Are you hurt, Nadia? Is here okay, Rufus? Yes, no, I'm just fine. Thank goodness everyone made it. Hold on, me and Tilly might be able to handle this. I'm sure I have Clom Soleus' help. I fear it won't be that simple. That's a spiritual barrier, just like the one surrounding this tower. I doubt any of us could penetrate it. It took every trick up our sleeves to make it in through the barrier, just to make it through the barrier to get in. And we only just managed that. Ugh. It's so frustrating to be able to see you all right there, but still not be able to get to you. We're so close yet so far. Well, the solution's in here. We'll have to find it somewhere down the line. Let's keep making our way up the tower and see if there's any clues. That works for me. Careful on your way. The same to you, and Swin, Lapis. We'll see each other again soon. I don't like having to say goodbye so soon after finding them. At least we know no one is hurt. Yeah, I say being able to confirm that alone is incredible progress in itself. Let's believe they'll stay that way and keep moving forward. Yeah, we don't have a moment to waste. Let's go! It is interesting, huh?
Nadia, I have to get back to Nadia.
You will. Our paths have to cross somewhere down the line. You just have to have faith that it's there. And that we'll get there.
Yeah, I get it. Let's just keep going.
Gotcha. Interesting that Lapis ended up being in the front. Okay, elevator come down. And also not being sensible. So lets me jump. Yeah, it does. Okay. I was wondering if it would let me just jump down. Retributive Tower 2. Someone mentioned that in the Japanese release, a more accurate translation would be a Tower of Babel, and that is the reason behind all that other stuff. Some of the, like, calling it Babel in places and whatnot. I still don't really remember what Tower of Babel actually implies, and I'm purposely not looking it up in order to not, like, key me in on something that I wouldn't be keyed in on otherwise. But it is interesting at the very least. Look. We can see outside again. Battle's still going on. If anything, it looks to be getting worse. Let's keep going. We shouldn't leave the other team hanging any longer than we have to. Rufus and Nadia will be no doubt waiting. Yeah. I'll be there soon, Nadia. Try not to worry so much. You'll be with them again soon. There might have been a barrier between us, but we saw him, didn't we? How can you have so much faith things will work out when there's no evidence that it will? Because we've been in situations like these plenty of times before, I guess. Even if the odds are stacked against you, as long as you refuse to give in, the light of hope will never stop shining. That's how we handle the Azure Tree in the Great Twilight. Yeah, a little hope and a lot of teamwork go a long way. The Bracer Guild in Class 7 felt the same way, I bet. That's right. That same idealism and tenacity put an end to my ambitions during the Twilight, too. Now that I think about it, S and I. Time is short, we must resume. I'm sure they're making headway as well. Yeah, let's go. Maybe I should take off Rufus's glasses.
I hope everyone's doing okay. I'm so worried. Fran, Dudley, the Chief. The list goes on.
So many lives are riding on this mission. But we'll end it right here. Right now. Not a damn thing will stop us. Right? Right!
Now then. With the, it makes for an interesting one. I wonder how they decided who's part of that right, because I didn't hear it clearly enough to have any, this is more just like a technical thing. But, like, who decided they'd, because I don't think it was Lapis and Rufus. How did they decide who was going to be in that right? Honestly, one of the voices might have sounded like Green. It just makes for an interesting, like, technical thing. They just have, like, everyone's rights from every other point in the series just, like, on cue to be used at any given time.